for the last 71 years, we've watched some of the greatest moments in sports history.
The Celtics now lead 45. And West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek. Has been guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. Goes up. They jump long. Cousy throws it high in the air. And the Boston Celtics are the world champions. Oscar Robertson throws to Kareem. 7 seconds. Minkle has Kareem with a big pressure shot.
Hayes setting something up with Larry Bird, who gets it low. What's a move on Byron Scott? What a move by Larry Bird. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. It's Kobe again.
This fall, I'm going to take my chance to South Beach. Join the Miami Heat.
James pulls up, puts it in, 4-point lead. 35 for LeBron James. Timeout San Antonio.
Here's off the runner, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
But what if we went all the way back and redid it? The year is 1961, and we are about to hit the 1961-1962 season, guys. Welcome back to episode 5 of the NBA resimulation. The complete history of the NBA is being resimulated in the series. If you guys are new to the series, definitely go ahead and go in the description down below, or I have a playlist, and then go check out the channel. The last 4 videos on the channel have been this series. We have 4 episodes already through. We do 3 seasons per episode, and basically it's been kind of fun. There's been a lot of crazy things that have happened. Let's go ahead and look at the league history here. Bob Cousy and Bob Pettit have dominated the last what is this? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years as far as being the MVP of the league. Before that, the first 3 seasons was George Mikan, I believe is actually how you pronounce his name. I think I pronounced his name wrong, like in the first 4 videos. My bad. If I mispronounce a name, I apologize. It happens. You know, I mean, I can't read, so that's just how it works. But yeah, George Mikan won the first 3 MVPs for the Minneapolis Lakers in Minnesota. I just recently moved them to Los Angeles. If you guys have missed any of that, again, it's in the description. But just a quick recap of kind of what's happened here. And more recently, I guess, who's been dominating the league has been the Milwaukee Hawks, or the St. Louis Hawks. They've been dominated with Bob Pettit. They've won 4 championships. They lost 1, so they are 4-1, I believe, in the NBA Finals. The Royals actually went to the first 5 NBA championships and won 3 of them. The Knicks got 1. The Knicks have been to 5 or 6, and they've lost, or I think they're 1-5, I'm pretty sure. And then last video, Bob Pettit won in that first year of the last video. Will Chamberlain came in as a rookie and won the NBA Finals. And then Sam Jones led the Syracuse Nationals, who also have Jerry West, I believe, to beat the Lakers, who have Oscar Robertson, in 7. So that's kind of what's happened. Bill Russell's now in the league. We are in 1961. And like Oscar's in it, Wilt's in it, obviously. So that's kind of where we're at. Points per game has been pretty much controlled by Bob Cousy. But here's the thing. So I have some explanations to do. Real quick, we do have a NBA expansion team coming into the league, the Chicago Packers, which eventually, crazy enough, turned into the Washington Wizards. Eventually. So yeah, I don't know how that worked out, but whatever. That's what happened. I also updated logos to where we're at, 1961. So the Boston Celtics logo got a little bit updated. I also updated like the courts and stuff. So when we jump into games, it should be a little bit more realistic. The St. Louis Hawks are still in St. Louis. They don't move to Atlanta for a bit here. They moved to Atlanta in 1968. So we've got about 7 more years for them. And then let's see, the Royals moved to Cincinnati. The Knicks are still with that logo. I believe I don't change that logo for another like until like 1970 or something. I don't know, it's crazy. The Lakers obviously are in LA. Won't be changing them anytime soon. And then let's see, the Detroit Pistons just moved to Detroit from Fort Wayne. Actually a couple videos ago, but I did change their logo as well. Again, I found courts, and if you guys don't know how I do that, I literally just go to the relocation tab here, and I just try and find a good one. The logos I actually found online, and I uploaded them myself. So the Philadelphia Warriors are still in Philly until 1962. So next season they move to San Francisco. I have that already set to go. As you guys can see, the color scheme is a bit different. I'm ready to go on that. All I have to do is change the logo and the city name. And then let's see, the Nationals are still the Nationals until 1963, which I believe will happen in this video, where we will move them to Philly. So that's where we're at. Also, another thing, the league, the points per game has been absurd. So I actually went ahead and actually made a second save of this, and I went ahead and just to see if the league would break or anything like that, to double check. And well, John Havlicek, who's in the 1962 draft, I believe, he broke the league. Literally, he was averaging like 70 points per game. I don't really want that. And then Kareem came in and averaged like 80. It was ridiculous. No one ever scored more than 100, actually. I think the highest was like 98 points. But it was completely broken. So I've actually changed quite a bit. So if you look at the rosters here, I've changed every non-real player, whether it's a first, last, or auto-generated player, to a 70 overall, and their potential is at a 70 overall. This should level out the league a little bit. They're still gonna average quite a bit of points, but I've leveled it out at least decent amount, so that way no one's scoring 60 points per game. Obviously, you saw Bob Cousy's been averaging like over 40 every year. I'm hoping that it gets back down to maybe the high 30s, low 40s, instead of high 40s, high 50s, or high 40s, low 50s, and then eventually up into the 60s, 70s. Also, the draft classes, I did add 70 overalls. Just kept their potential at 70 overall, so they shouldn't get too high to where that breaks the league either. So we're gonna see how that works. Again, I can always change it. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you guys have any tips for me as far as that goes. That was a lot of talking. Let's get into it. The 1961 draft is actually nothing. Also, the default draft used to be all 55 overalls. I've added 20 70 overalls, and with the 70 potential, and then 10 with just a 70 potential that they were like a 55 or 60 overall. So that's what I did with the default draft class as well. Now, with all that said, let's get into the 1962 season. No draft class this year. We will have the next draft class next year, which will introduce, I believe, John Havlicek. So yeah, let's get on to the next season. Real quick, before we get to the next season, we have some retirements. Bill Gabbert retires for the Nationals. Charlie Black, Connie Simmons, Jim Pollard. I believe those were all real players. I believe Bill Gabbert actually won a Finals MVP, or was he? Maybe he's not a real player. I don't know. I honestly can't remember. No, he won 2 championships. I don't know exactly if he won a Finals MVP. I can't really remember. Also, Arnie Risen actually retired. I believe he was a Finals MVP at some point. So he retired, as well as Bill Gabbert got into the Hall of Fame. All right, so the 1961-1962 season is now over. Oscar Robertson wins MVP, and he averaged 49 points per game, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. So again, the points per game is still a little high for me. So I'm going to try and continue to work that. But again, I mean, the league is pretty thin right now. So as we add more draft classes and I add more of the default like 70 overall draft classes, I think it should help a little bit. But again, I mean, we're just going to roll with it, see what happens. The league is just kind of crazy right now. But hey, as we get deeper into like the 70s and mainly probably the 80s, it'll probably start to level out. But until then, this is what we got. So MVP is Oscar. I believe that's, let me get to my list here. So Oscar Robertson did win no, he's never won a MVP actually. So the last 3 seasons, that's right, it's been dominated by Bob Pettit and Bob Cousy. So finally, someone other than Bob Pettit and Bob Cousy wins a MVP. So nice. All right. Let's see. Lenny Wilkins wins 6th man of the year. Really? 6th man? Huh. Bill Russell, 35 points per game, 18.8 rebounds. He is the defensive player of the year, 2.7 blocks. And let's see. The All-NBA first team, we got Oscar. Bob Cousy averaging 44.5. I mean, it did go down. That's the least amount of points he's averaged for a while. So that's actually good to see. Bob Pettit averaged only 36 a game. Elgin Baylor 42, so his points per game went up. And Bill Russell averaged 35 this season. Here's the second team. We got Sam Jones, Jerry West. Okay, so the Nationals have 2 in the All NBA second team. Rudy LaRusso on the second team as well. Tom Sanders and Wilt Chamberlain on the second team. 30 points per game and 20 rebounds. The third team has Lenny Wilkins, Casey Jones, Dave DeBusschere, Dennis Arthur, who's on. Okay, that's an auto-generated player, and then Walt Bellamy for the Celtics. So there we go. There is the All NBA teams. Here's the All Defensive first team and the defense second team. So let's go into the playoffs here. Oh, and also I did add the Chicago Packers. Obviously, they were really bad, so you know they didn't make the playoffs, but they will probably have the first overall pick in the 1962 draft. So, anyways, let's get on with the playoffs. All right, so the first round here, and the Lakers play the Detroit Pistons. So we have Oscar and Don Nelson, Rudy LaRusso versus the Pistons, who have Casey Jones and Wilt Chamberlain. I will, again, once we start adding teams, I will mess with, the league realignment, stuff like that. But for now, we're going to keep it how it is. And then we got the Cincinnati Royals. We have Tom Sanders, Bill Russell, and they go up against the St. Louis Hawks, who have Bob Pettit. And then the other side here in the first round, we got the Syracuse Nationals with Jerry West, Sam Jones, Paul Arizin, Dolph Schayes against the New York Knicks, who have, Harry Barnes or Nick Van. Yeah, the Knicks aren't very good. Sorry, Knicks fans. The Philadelphia Warriors have have Bob Cousy, Dick Barnett, and Lenny Wilkins coming off the bench for that team. They're going up against the Boston Celtics, who have Elgin Baylor, Dave DeBusschere, and Walt Bellamy. That's a solid big 3 right there. So here we go. First round, and the first team eliminated is the Detroit Pistons. They get swept. The Lakers move on. The Hawks actually have a 2-1 lead over Bill Russell and the Royals. And the Nationals have a 2-0 lead over the Knicks. Not surprising. Bob Cousy has a 2-1 lead over the Elgin Baylor, Dave DeBusschere, and Walt Bellamy Celtics. So let's go ahead, continue on. The New York Knicks are eliminated. The Royals are eliminated, so Bill Russell is out. The Boston Celtics come back and beat Bob Cousy. And so Bob Cousy is now out. We have the Boston Celtics versus the Syracuse Nationals. Jerry West, Sam Jones versus the Elgin Baylor, Dave DeBusschere, and Walt Bellamy Boston Celtics. We got the Lakers, who have Oscar, versus the St. Louis Hawks, who have Bob Pettit. So let's go ahead. Again, last year's championship was the Syracuse Nationals versus the Lakers. We could have that again for the second straight year. And the Boston Celtics are swept, and the Hawks lose, and we have a repeat. The Lakers versus the Nationals. Oscar versus Jerry West. And game 1 goes to the Lakers. Game 2 goes to the Nationals. Okay. So we are now in LA, game 3 and 4. So I'm guessing the Syracuse Nationals had the better record here. So game 3 goes to the Lakers. Can the Lakers take a 3-1 lead? They do. Okay, so the Lakers trying to get revenge from last year and trying to beat the Nationals. That one, actually, last year's series went 7 games. So we'll see how close this series goes. But the Nationals have an early lead here, or a late lead. They have a 7-point lead, a minute 23 to go, 3-point lead. You know what? Let's jump in and see if the Syracuse Nationals can hold on and stay alive. All right, here we go. So the Lakers are down by 3. Oscar with the ball. He's driving. Come on, Oscar, put it up. There you go. Okay, so we have a 1-point game here, 81-80. Let's see if Jerry West can make a play here. This is a really good Syracuse team, and they're actually moving to Philly. Now, that's something I also wanted to talk about with you guys, relocation. One of you guys, I forget who it was, I apologize, but you guys mentioned when the Vancouver Grizzlies, right, come into the league and they moved to Memphis. One of you guys asked if you guys, and Jerry West just nailed the 3. One of you guys asked if if I were to not move Vancouver to Memphis. So I'm probably gonna move teams how how they did in like throughout the history, at least through the 60s, 70s, and probably 80s. But once we get to like the late 80s, 90s, if like say when Vancouver comes in, right, and they're all of a sudden winning championships, and we're about to hit the year, I believe like 2000 when they moved to Memphis, and we're about to hit that point. If they say are really good and winning championships and stuff, I won't move them, because usually a team doesn't move when they're really good, realistically, right? So I'll go ahead and kind of implement that rule, but again, we'll see what happens. Like Syracuse, they're in the NBA Finals. I'm gonna move them to Philly though, just because like that's history, and like we gotta have the Philadelphia 76ers. Like I want that logo, like when the early 2000s. Like I want that. So like I want to have like those teams. I mean, I guess I could wait till Syracuse is bad, but what if they never become bad? I don't know. As Oscar, nice shot, but it's a 3-point game, so they're gonna have to play the foul game again. But anyways, looks like Syracuse is gonna win this thing. That's my little rant. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about that, and like any other things that maybe I shouldn't follow history. All right, so the Nationals win Game 5 here. So Game 6 in LA. Can the Lakers pull it off and get revenge after losing last year? And yeah, they're up by 26, and the Lakers are gonna win 120-96. Sam Jones tried, put up 38. Jerry West tried, he had 27 and 9, but it was too much as the Los Angeles Lakers win, and Oscar Robertson gets his first NBA championship. He is up to 93 overall. He averaged 49 points per game, 8 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 2.3 steals. He won MVP, Finals MVP, and the Lakers are NBA champions. They win their first championship, and it's their second year, second or third year in the league, and I believe they're second actually, and they win a championship. So there you go. Season number 1 for the video is done. Let's get to the 1962 draft. Actually, a couple of big retirements here. Arnie Risen has retired with the Royals, and Slater Martin retires with the Lakers. I believe, yeah, we're going to have Slater Martin makes it to the Hall of Fame. Also, real quick, so we are here in League Realignment. The Chicago Packers are in the East. I'm going to move the Philadelphia Warriors, who will actually become the San Francisco Warriors here this season. So since they're moving to San Francisco from Philly, moving them to the West here. And then we have, let's see, the Detroit Pistons. They're in the East, so I'm going to move them to the East. And I believe that should be it here. St. Louis, we're going to keep in the West for now to keep the league as even as possible. But there you go. Look at that Chicago Packers logo. We're actually going to change them to the Zephyrs this season. It's crazy. They've been on the craziest, like, they've changed so many teams. It's the cities, names, or whatever. But they're the Chicago Packers for 1 year, which was this year. The Chicago Zephyrs for 1 year, which is going to be next year. And then the Baltimore Bullets for 10 years until they went to they became the Capitol Bullets. I won't actually do that though. I'll just have them Baltimore Bullets until 1974, where they went into Washington Bullets, and then eventually to the Washington Wizards. So there we go. That's the league realignment. That's what we're rolling with. So we could possibly now have a Wilt versus Bill Russell NBA final. So there you go. Let's and Bob Cousy and Bob Pettit are now in the same conference. So anyways, let's move on. All right, so here we go in the 1962 NBA draft. The number 1 pick, the Chicago Packers are now the Chicago Zephyrs. Pick John Havlicek. I do need to change the jersey. I will do that for the Zephyrs. I will do that right after this. But John Havlicek goes number 1 to the Chicago Packers. The second overall pick goes to the Knicks, and they draft Chet Walker. And then with the third pick, the Detroit Pistons pick Jerry Lucas to pair up with Wilt. The pick 4 goes to St. Louis, who will take Willis Reed. We'll actually combine that with Bob Pettit. Interesting. Pick 5, the Royals take Nate Thurman, which teaming up with Bill Russell, I believe. And then the Celtics with the 6th overall pick. Take Rasheed Cooper. I think there's another player. Okay, I moved Paul Silas to the Celtics. I will do that. But anyways, there is the draft. 1962-1963 season is now over. Oscar Robertson wins MVP back-to-back, 52 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7.9 assists, 2.3 steals. Oscar with the Lakers, pretty good. Rookie of the year, John Havlicek, who averaged 50 a game. Again, there's no one on his team. He's going to score a lot. honestly, I can't really do anything about it unless I made everyone like an 80 overall, and even then, I mean, I just don't think it's possible, unfortunately, to like control it until we just get more teams and more players. So, anyways, the scoring is gonna be a little crazy, but John Havlicek averaged 80 points, 50 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Let's see what his high is on the season. He put up 81. Yeah, I mean, at least it's not 97 like the first time I ran through this, so it's a little bit better. But yeah, it's a little broken. It's a little broken, but it's okay. Lenny Wilkins wins 6th Man of the Year. Bill Russell, Defensive Player of the Year. And let's see, the All-NBA First Team got Oscar, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, Elgin Baylor, and Will is on the All-NBA First Team. He has, let's see, what's he averaging here? 33, 14 rebounds, 2.6 blocks. Elgin Baylor averaging 41, 9, and 5. Bob Cousy averaging 41, 7, and 5. I mean, the numbers overall aren't crazy, which is a good sign. So, Jerry West 32 and 8. Sam Jones 36. I mean, and by crazy, I mean everyone's averaging like 50 points per game, which was happening. It's a little crazy. Walker as a rookie, 39 points per game, 12 rebounds. There you go. The Knicks got a good player for once. Bob Pettit, 32 and 18. Bob Pettit, by the way, and Cousy, they're getting older. They're up to 31 years old. Bill Russell, 27 years old, 24 and 16. Here is the third team: Lenny Wilkins, Casey Jones, Jerry Lucas, Rudy LaRusso, Nate Thurman as a rookie, 32 and 10, alongside Bill Russell. And then the all defensive first team, second team. And moving on to the playoffs here. The Zephyrs did make the playoffs as a 6 seed. They are going up against the Detroit Pistons. Let's just say this is a play-in game pretty much. And I'm guessing the Pistons will win. And yep, Will beats John Havlicek. And we have pretty much the same teams here. As you guys can see, I did move the Philadelphia Warriors to San Francisco. And I did change the Packers to the Zephyrs. So those are the two moves I did make, and then I believe next year is when the Syracuse Nationals move to Philly. So I will go ahead and be doing that. So anyways, technically the real first round here, we got the San Francisco Warriors, who are the #1 seed. Bob Cousy, Dick Barnett. They did get, let's see, they have Lenny Wilkins. They didn't have a draft pick, I don't believe. Did they? I don't think so. So they're the 1 seed. Bob Cousy playing pretty well. And then the Lakers are actually the worst team in the West, which is actually really interesting. Oscar is up to 96 overall, but they weren't very good. So yeah, we might have a new championship or new champion this year. The Cincinnati Royals. Let's see, Tom Sanders, Bill Russell, Nate Thurman. That's pretty solid. And they're going up against the the St. Louis Hawks, who have Bob Pettit and Willis Reed. So that's a solid duo as well. We got Boston, Detroit on this side, who, Elgin Baylor, Dave DeBusschere, Walt Bellamy versus Jerry Lucas, Wilt Chamberlain, Casey Jones, and then the Nationals versus the Knicks. Let's see if the Knicks can do anything with Walker here. So the first round here, the Hawks lose, the Celtics lose, the Warriors are out, and the Knicks are out. The Warriors, that's a match. Okay, Oscar and the Lakers, the 4-seeded Lakers, beat the #1 seed Bob Cousy and the Warriors, and we got the Lakers versus the Royals. Let's see, we got Bill Russell and Nate Thurman versus Oscar. Okay, Rudy LaRusso is on that team as well. The Nationals end up beating the Knicks 3-2. The Nationals are a very good team, and the Pistons beat the Boston Celtics. Okay, so a lower seed wins that one. So here we go in the conference finals here, and right now the Nationals lead the Pistons 2-1. We could have our first Wilt versus Bill Russell NBA Finals. I don't think we've had that yet, but I don't think we're going to get it. I think Syracuse is probably going to win. We could have, for the third straight year, the Lakers versus the Nationals. Those are some storylines here. The Nationals make it. They beat the Pistons 3-1. Can the Lakers beat the Royals? I mean, look, Bill Russell with Nate Thurman, that's impressive. That's tough. And Tom Sanders, this is actually a really, really good team. Yeah, I don't think Oscar's going to be able to pull this off by himself, and they don't. The Lakers are eliminated in 4. And we have the Nationals, who now have made it to the NBA Finals 3 straight years against the Cincinnati Royals. Bill Russell has a chance to win his first ever NBA title, I believe. First ever NBA title. Yeah, he's made 7 All-Stars, 6-time first-team All-NBA, 7-time Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time first-team All-Defensive, and he has a chance to win his first championship. So here we go. Game 1 goes to the Royals. Okay. Game 2 goes to the Royals. All right. Can the Nationals make this a series and not go down 3-0? Nope. It's this is it. Here we go. Bill Russell might be starting his dominance again. In real life, he won 11 championships in 13 years. And yeah, this thing is over. We're just gonna go ahead and sim it. And the Royals win 121-96, and the NBA champions are the Royals. And Nate Thurman wins MVP. Okay, so as a rookie, Nate Thurman comes in alongside Bill Russell, and he averages 33.5 points per game, 12 rebounds, 2.8 steals, a block and a half. And yeah, the Royals are NBA champions. All right, well, I will see you guys next season. We don't have a draft class until 1966, so we have a while. But the Nationals, after losing back-to-back finals and making it to 3 straight and only going 1 and 2, they're moving to Philly. By the way, Harry Gallatin for the Knicks retires. He does get his jersey retired, but did not make the Hall of Fame. So quick update there. No league realignment. I think we're good. Okay, so free agency is here, and some guys are up, but they're restricted. So this is going to be interesting. Will Chamberlain is a restricted free agent. The Lakers are offering him a massive deal. He could possibly leave the Pistons, but the Pistons could match. So, I mean, there's an advantage for Detroit, but if Will goes to the Lakers to join Oscar, that would be kind of crazy. Elgin Baylor could be going to the Hawks, but again, I mean, he's been with the Celtics, so we'll see. David Bashir could be actually leaving a free agency and leaving the Boston Celtics. Sam Jones is restricted, and yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, we got a couple more, but other than that, Don Nelson is a free agent as well. So let's see what happens here. Let's simulate until like a few days in and see if there's any movement. Okay, so nothing crazy happens here. The Pistons match Wilt, and money, guys. If you guys have any ideas with how to kind of figure out money, let me know in the comments below, because I feel like money is gonna break something. But I mean, we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Elgin Baylor stays with the Celtics. Dave DeBusschere leaves the Celtics and joins the Nationals. Sam Jones stays with the Nationals, and the Nationals actually is, man, they made it to the NBA Finals again. The 76ers, I guess, at this point. They might make it to 4 straight. That's going to be really interesting. I believe that's 4 straight, right? Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 3 straight. So they're trying to make it to 4 straight. So that could be interesting. But other than that, those are the moves. I mean, one big move, I guess, with Dave DeBusschere. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the 1963-1964 season. The 1963-1964 season is over. The final season here in this video, and Oscar has swept the MVP in this video. He wins his 3rd straight MVP award, averaged 58 points per game. All right, we're getting, I mean, a little high there. I mean, he did put up 80 in a game, but at least it's not like, you know, 60, 70 points per game. I mean, he did average 58, so I don't know. We're getting up there, but again, I'm adding in 70 overall, so we'll see how it goes. But we might just have to wait till we get to the 80s or 90s where points per game will start to chill out. But basically, the record books are going to be broken. I mean, the rebounding record books are shattered. So anyways, Oscar wins MVP. Nate Thurman wins Defensive Player of the Year instead of his teammate Bill Russell. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 2.2 blocks. And here is the All-NBA first team. Got Oscar, Bob Cousy, Walker averaged 47 points per game. Elgin Baylor averaged 46. Wilt averaged 40 and 17. And then the second team, we got Jerry West, 37 and 8. Their first year in Philly was Sam Jones, 39 a game. John Havlicek for the Baltimore Bulls averaged 47.6 and 10 rebounds. Bob Pettit, 32 and 20. Willis Reed, 25 and 15. Couple of teammates here on these on the All-NBA second team. All-NBA third team, we got Lenny Wilkins, Jerry Lucas, Dave DeBusschere, and Bill Russell, 24 and 15. So here we go. I skipped all defensive awards, but whatever. The playoffs. So the first round here, and the Zephyrs did not make the playoffs like at all. So we are just gonna kind of skip to the real first round here. And the Royals are playing the San Francisco Warriors here. So we got Bill Russell versus Bob Cousy, Dick Barnett, Lenny Wilkins is now starting. Obviously, we got Nate Thurman and Bill Russell. Bill Russell is playing at the 4, which is kind of insane. He's 6'10". Nate Thurman is 6'11". So the MVP, Oscar Robertson, is going up against the St. Louis Hawks, who have Bob Pettit and Willis Reed. And then the 76ers, the first time they are in Philly, we got Jerry West, Sam Jones, Paul Ayers, and Dave DeBusschere, the newly acquired Dave DeBusschere. And then they are going up against the New York Knicks, by the way, with Walker there. And then the Boston Celtics are going up against the Pistons. We got Elgin Baylor, Paul Silas, Walt Bellamy on this team, and they are going up against Casey Jones, Jerry Lucas, and Wilt Chamberlain and the Detroit Pistons. So here we go. Round 1, and the Royals sweep the Warriors. The Lakers are up 2-1 against the Hawks. Boston's up 2-1 against Wilt Chamberlain and the Pistons, and Philly is up 2-0 against the New York Knicks. So the Knicks are eliminated, the Hawks are eliminated, the Pistons are eliminated, and we got Bill Russell, Nate Thurmond, Tom Sanders versus Oscar, the MVP Oscar. So the second straight year we got that matchup. And the 76ers, first year in Philly, and that's they are going up against the Boston Celtics. I mean, they have such a good lineup. I just don't think that the Boston Celtics are going to be able to win that. I bet we're going to have a back-to-back. We got the 76ers and the Royals. That's my guess, but we'll see if Oscar can make a play here. And it's 2-2 with the Philly-Boston series, and it's 2-1. The Lakers lead this series. So let's go ahead and simulate the round. The 76ers are eliminated. That's actually a shocker. The Boston Celtics beat Dave DeBusschere, who left them to join the 76ers, and the Lakers are eliminated, and we got the Royals versus Celtics. So the Royals could repeat here, and they are going up against the Boston Celtics, who Elgin Baylor, Paul Silas, Walt Bellamy. They don't have Dave DeBusschere, who was a big defensive guy for them. So this is going to be an interesting series here. So game 1, I mean, you got the Twin Towers with Bill Russell and Nate Thurmond, but they got Walt Bellamy, Paul Silas, Elgin Baylor. I hope I'm saying Paul's name right, but whatever. If I'm not, my bad. But this is actually an evenly matched. Like, we got the 3, 4, 5 positions, and this is gonna be actually a really good series. So game 1 goes to the Royals. I mean, I expect the Royals to win. I expect them to go back to back, but we'll see if the Boston Celtics can come up with another upset here. And they're up 2-1. The Boston Celtics up 2-1. Game 4 goes to the Royals. Okay, they even things up back to, I would assume, back to the Royals here, or Cincinnati. So game 5, it goes to the Royals. So let's go ahead and simcast this thing. The Royals have a chance in Boston to win their second straight NBA title. In a close one, is tied at 99-99. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. We are jumping in. All right, here we go. It's all tied up. The Celtics have the ball here. 99-99. 2 minutes to go. Down to Elgin Baylor. This is actually going to be a good game. Ooh, okay. Baylor, tough shot. Jeez. Yeah, that was I don't know. That was a bad shot here. So the Royals have a chance to take a lead here. All you have to do is get it down low to Nate Thurmond or Bill Russell here, and they tried to run like a. Okay, here we go. Now this is a good pick and roll. Okay, maybe not. Nate Thurmond in the post. He's gonna get doubled. Okay. He's gonna take. No, I thought he was gonna take a bad shot. Tom Sanders was wide open though. Earlier, and Sanders has to put a tough shot. So still 99-99. Minute and a half to go here. Can someone score and take the lead? Honestly, next team to score will probably win this game. And Elgin Baylor misses a tough shot. Nate Thurmond with a good defense. Okay, let's see. Oh god, what is this first last guy doing? Oh boy. All right, just get it to either Sanders, Thurmond, or Bill Russell, and let them make a play, guy. Come on. Okay, another. What kind of pick was that? All right, what is happening here? A minute to go here. Is this guy really going to take a bad shot? Nope, Nate Thurmond, tough shot again. Oh my god, okay, this is actually a really intense game here. 99-99 here. Again, can the Celtics take a lead? I mean, it's just been a minute and a half straight basketball here. No one has scored. Elgin Baylor going one-on-one. Nice pass to Bellamy. Bellamy, no, he missed it. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Can Cincinnati take the lead? You got 30 seconds to go. Oh, Bill Russell, come on. Oh, he traveled. Oh man. He had the shot too. He had a solid shot. This has been a crazy game. 26 seconds ago, no one has scored in the last minute and a half. Tom Sanders is your player of the game. 25 points in this game this season. He averaged 18 points per game. So, all right, here we go. Can Elgin Baylor lead the Celtics to an upset and, well, actually stay alive, because I believe the Royals are up 3-2 in the series, right? So can Elgin Baylor keep the Celtics alive and force a Game 7, or can the Royals win back-to-back championships and Bill Russell possibly starting his absolute dominance in the league, which happened in real life? So here we go, 4, 3, and nope. 1 second to go. Ooh, okay, Nate Thurman grabbed the rebound with 1 second to go. We got a timeout here, so that was a horrible shot by Elgin Baylor. And the Royals got a chance to win the series. Here we go. This is it. 1 second to go. Who's going to get the last shot here? I mean, I would hope Tom Sanders would. And it's Thurman. And oh! And regulation. We got overtime. That ball almost went in. That was a tough shot by Thurman. He's not a three-point shooter, but that would have been amazing to hit. But we got overtime. Jumping into the simcast here. We got 5 minutes to go. And let's see here, 2.5 minutes to go. It's 104 to 103. Let's kind of slow down here. And let's see, a minute 47. It's all tied up. The Boston Celtics have a 108 to 107 lead, a minute and a half. Let's go ahead and jump in, see what happens here. They are at the free throw line. And I believe that's Elgin Baylor who's at the free throw line, trying to take a 2-point lead here for the Celtics. And he misses. He almost airballed. Holy moly. Okay, so we should probably have a winner in this game. I mean, minute and a half to go, 1-point game. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, they're just going to try and get the ball into Thurman here. Come on, Thurman. Dribble the ball. Okay, don't travel. And hook shot did not go. Baylor with the rebound. All right, come on, Baylor. Let's try and stay alive. Over to George, down to Silas. Oh, it gets blocked by Bill Russell. Bill Russell coming up with a big block there. Minute and 10 to go. And, again, they got to get into the post because they have just bigs. There's no guards really at all for either of these two teams. So it's pretty much battle of the bigs. Nate Thurman's going to get doubled, though. Oh, and he got blocked by Bellamy. Okay, so 55 seconds to go. Let's see what happens. Can someone, please, we haven't seen anyone score, literally. Like, the one free throw was in the simcast. So we have not seen the ball go through the net at all. That's a terrible shot. And Bellamy comes down with the rebound. All right. Celtics ball here. They have a 1-point lead. Can they either take a 3 or 4-point lead here? I mean, realistically, and at this time, there was no 3-point line. Nice pass, though, down to Elgin Baylor. And we have a 3-point lead. So the Royals, I mean, again, we can't get rid of the 3-point line. So they're going to probably try and hit. I mean, they got time to hit a 2 here and, you know, get a stop. So a quick 2 was probably the best thing for the Royals. All right, 36 seconds to go. What will the Royals do? Will they force a 3? I mean, I would go for a quick 2 here. If you can get it in the post down to Nate Thurman, they do. All right, he's going to get, no, he didn't get doubled. Hook shot, and is up and in. Okay, there you go. You got the quick, well, not really that quick. I mean, he took off about 10 seconds here. And, yeah, they're going to have to foul. So they fouled Terry, who's not a real player, so is an auto-generated player. So let's see if he can make the free throws. He greens that one. Okay. Nice beard there. And he misses the second. Okay. Oh, my God. Bellamy just stole the ball. Holy crap. Bellamy just made the play of the game to stay alive. And we got free throws again. All right, Terry missed the first. The second is good. Okay, so it's a 3-point game. We got a timeout. I mean, I don't think anyone on the Royals can hit a 3 at this point. So let's see what happens. All right, into Bill Russell. Over to Thurman. Yeah, they're going to go for a quick 2. Oh, I thought he was going to get an and 1. But that's Bellamy's 5th foul. And who was that? Nate Thurman's going to have 2 free throws here. He makes it first. Okay, he has to hit both of these. And they're still in this game. If they can get a foul on one of these guys that can't hit free throws, and if they, you know, make one or miss both possibly, yeah, they're going to get in Terry, who's like 1 of, or maybe 2 of 4. So, I mean, Boston, he's got to hit both in order for them to win. If he makes both, I don't think the Royals can make a 3, and he missed the first. Okay, will he make the second or give the Royals a chance to win this thing? Nope. All right, 2-point game. Will we have another overtime? I don't think the Royals going to be able to hit a 3 here to win it. So no timeouts, it looks like. Let's see. They're going to probably run the same play. Down to Thurman. Ooh, okay, that almost got stolen by Bellamy. And Thurman, easy layup. It's all tied up. 5 seconds to go. Can Boston win this thing off a game winner? Here we go. I would get this ball into Elgin Baylor. And, oh, what a pass. to George, a auto-generated player, no timeouts, and the Boston Celtics are going to stay alive and force a Game 7 against the defending champions. That was a heck of a pass. Game 7, here we go. It's in Cincinnati. They do have an advantage here, and it's actually a pretty close. Nope. 9 point. I stopped it a little too late. 99-90, and the Royals are going to win it 101-90. They repeat as NBA champions. Nate Thurman wins back-to-back Finals MVP awards, and it's the Nate Thurman and Bill Russell duo, and they win back-to-back. Okay, I mean, this could be the start of an absolute dynasty here. I don't think they're gonna be able to win 11 and 13 years because Bill Russell was like 28 or 29 at this point. They probably would have had to win a lot earlier, but the fact that they have Nate Thurman, who knows? I mean, maybe Nate Thurman is the new Bill Russell. We'll find out. But there you go. That's the video, guys. Next video, we have the 1966 NBA draft. And basically so since we don't have drafts, I don't know if I ever explained this, but we didn't have a draft in 93 or 63, 64, 65. And basically I just kind of combined drafts. So a couple of guys who were actually drafted in 63, 64 were actually in the 1962 draft. 1966 draft has actually drafts from like 67 and 68 maybe. And then the next draft is actually in 69. So that's I kind of just combined drafts instead of having to do one every year because there was like, maybe only 2 guys, right, in some of these drafts. So anyways, that's how I did that. But we'll have the 1966 NBA draft, and then we have our second expansion team, the Chicago Bulls, enter the league. They've never changed their logo. Well, never changed, the team name, really, or city. So the Chicago Bulls enter the league. They will enter on the east side. So I believe the east is going to be outbalancing the west by 2 teams. But I believe... Here, actually, I have it here. So in 1967, the next year, the Rockets come into the league. So and the Supersonics. So then it'll even up the East and West. So that'll actually really help. So that's kind of what the next episode is going to happen. I don't really know who's getting drafted. 1969, though. So in 2 videos, we'll have Kareem. And then we'll enter the 70s, which is going to be a lot of fun. And then the end of the 70s, we have in 78, 79, we have Magic Johnson and Larry Bird enter the league in the late 70s. So that's going to be fun as well. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button if you guys did. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I actually didn't, say throughout the video, but if you guys can, please subscribe. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers would be awesome. We just hit 800 today, so as I'm recording this, so thank you very much for for subscribing. But 90% of you guys who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I would appreciate it. This is a long series. We got Madden 21 content, which there was a leak with possibly the yard, which is going to be similar to the neighborhood. Possibly it's a leak. We'll see. I don't trust EA, but you never know. They might make something cool. So a lot of new content coming out. And then at the end of this series is actually going up right up to NBA 2K21, at least on the current gen console. So that's going to be fun. But other than that, guys, like I said, please subscribe. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers would be awesome. That's, a pretty nice number for me. So anyways, other than that, guys, continue enjoying the series. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any tips or maybe any questions that you guys have and how I'm doing the series and whatnot. Any tips on slowing down the points per game, anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button, and I will see you guys in episode 6. See you guys then.